Maintaining employees in your Cloud for Customer systems. In order to create new employees in your C4C system, you have two possibilities. You can do it manually or you can import migration templates. In order to create them manually, you first need to log into your Microsoft Silverlight client. Once logged in, navigate to the Administrator Work Center. In the Administrator Work Center, under Users, you will find the Employees activity. Click on the hyperlink and you will be prompted to a new screen for general settings for existing employees. In here, you can edit an existing employee, create a new one, or export the table from here into Microsoft Excel. In order to create a new employee, click on the New button and then select Employee. In the New Employee screen, you can proceed with filling in the required information. The mandatory fields are Employee ID, first name, last name, and valid too. All the others are optional. If in your system the employee ID is editable and set as mandatory, it means that via configuration, the number range for employees is set to manual assignment, meaning it's done by the user. If in your case the employee ID is grayed out and not editable, it means that in your system via configuration, the number range for employees is automatically assigned and you do not have to fill it in. I will leave the valid to as unlimited, meaning that my new employee will not expire at a certain date. If you set here a date, for example the 4th of April, it means that starting with the 5th of April, your new employee will no longer be available. In the organizational data related fields, you are doing the assignment of your new employee to the organizational structure. In the department field, click on Value Selection, and in the pop-up all the existing organizational units from the system have appeared. Select the relevant one, for example Sales Unit US, and then also add a job to your new employee. The job names existing in your system are shown here. I will select the sales representative. As you can see, the manager is automatically filled in after selecting the relevant department. You can add all the extra information, but at this point you can already save your new employee. The in-house communication is relevant for collaboration purposes. Also, it is important to note that for your local admins, you must fill in the phone and email number. Otherwise, they will not be able to send the incidents from your system to sub-support. I'll go ahead and save my new employee. And under user details, you will see that a user ID has automatically been assigned to my employee. What this means is that for every employee you create in the system, in the background, the system automatically creates an equivalent business user. This is the name of your new business user. It is a combination of the last name, first name, and the employee ID. To check it, close this window. You can also close the general settings window and return to the Administrator Work Center. In here, under Users, go to the Business Users activity and click on it. To find your business users, search for by name, for example by last name, and select Go. This is the newly created employee. And this is the newly created employee. Edit it and select attributes. And now let us change the user ID. This is the user ID that the employee will actually use when logging into C4C system. So let's set it to Steve Jobs and save. This is how you create new employees and maintain them in your C4C system. In order to maintain your business users, you need after creating your employees and having the business user automatically created by the system, you now need to activate them and to assign them to the various work center needed to perform their job functions. In order to assign the required work centers, what you need to do is create business roles. You have also the possibility to assign work centers individually per user, but it's not recommended and it's not a best practice because of it. But it's not recommended and it is not a best practice. But it is not recommended. It is not recommended to assign individual. To provide access for your users, you have two possibilities. You can maintain each user one by one and select the relevant work centers for them, or you can standardize that via business roles. The second option, to use business roles, is the recommended one, since it's the most time-saving one and it will be an easy way for you to cope with a large number of users from a maintenance point of view. To create a new business role for your users, you need to navigate again to the Administrator Work Center. Once here, go under Users and select the Business Roles activity. You are now prompted to the General Settings screen for all the existing business roles from your system. Again, here you have the possibility to edit an existing business role, to create a new business role from scratch or as a copy of an existing one, to export your business roles into Microsoft Excel, and you also have the possibility to set them as obsolete or undo set as obsolete. The business roles cannot be deleted without first setting them to obsolete. To create a new business role, go to New, then select Business Role. We will now create a new business role for a sales representative from US. The business role ID is alphanumerical and should not have any spaces in it, but besides that, it's a free text field. In the description, you can add additional details. And since you are the one creating the business role, you should add yourself as a user responsible for this business role in the system. Do that by adding row, select the value selection, and now look for your user. This is my user, Eddie Smoke. Now proceed with the selection of the relevant work centers and views for your newly created business role. In the Work Center and Views assignment is where you actually assign what work centers your user will be able to see when logging in. For a sales representative, we will of course need to select the sales work center. You can find it by scrolling and going to sales, or you can use the find button and search for sales. And we are looking for the work center name sales. And we are looking for the work center name sales. Select it and click locate. The node was expanded automatically by doing this. And what you need to do is select the top node. When you select the top node directly, it will propagate to the whole hierarchy and they will be automatically selected. If you do not want to select all the values but just one, go directly to your value, to your work center view name, for example leads, and select it. And then proceed by selecting all the other relevant view names from your work center. In our case, I'll go to the top node, being sales. I will deselect and select again to automatically select all the views from sales. Now we will look for activities which are also relevant for our sales representative. Again, I want to select everything from activities. We also need customers or accounts. Again, I will select the entire hierarchy. We also need the products. Competitors. I will select all. The analysis for reporting. I'll select all. The feed. Also relevant for the sales reps are the iPad functionalities, iPad offline functionality. So I'll select the iPad offline work center. And I will also select the leads from marketing. So here in marketing, I will not select the top node. I will look for leads and select just this. After you have made the necessary selection, you can double check by going to the top and click on your Assign to Business Role column. I will collapse all to have a better visibility. And now you can easily sum up what you assigned already. So you can see that we selected the activities with every view belonging to Activities Work Center. We selected the analysis, again every view belonging to the Analysis Work Center, the competitors, the customers, the feed, iPad offline. For marketing we selected the leads only, the others are unchecked. For products we selected everything. And for sales, again we selected everything. We have no segregation of duty conflicts. We have a green light everywhere. So now we can go ahead and save our newly created business role. You can see that the status is in preparation, so means it's not active for assignment yet. What we need to do now is click on Actions and activate it. And now we can go ahead and assign it to our created business user. We can close the screen. Also close the general settings for business roles screen. And now back to the Administrator Work Center. From here, select again the business users. And check for your business user. Steve Jobs. Edit access rights. So I first selected the user and then edit and then access rights. And here, as I mentioned, you have various possibilities. You have the business role assignment. What we will do now, assign the newly created business role to this user. You have the work center and view assignment. If we assign business role, let me do that first to show you. So I will assign the sales representative US to this user. And the assigned work centers and views are automatically populated from the business role. If you want to change it directly, you will need to edit without business roles, and this will remove the existing business role assignment. I will not do that. So back to the business role assignment. I have assigned the sales representative US business role to my user. I can now save. A message will prompt telling you that any manual changes that you have made in the user's assignment by using the mention button edit without business roles will be overwritten and will be lost. It's not the case for me, so I can save it. Now we can close. Now we should give the newly created user also a password to be able to access the system. So again, we select the user, click on edit and select attributes now. In order to assign a password to our user, we will enter it in the password field. Please note before that the password inactive check mark is now set. I will enter the password ABC123 and hit enter button and the check mark disappeared. I can save my entries. So the logon credentials for my newly created users are user ID Steve Jobs and the password ABC123. If we now go ahead and log in with our newly created user, we'll log off with my current user, restart the application, Steve Jobs ABC123, and log on. I'll be prompted to change the password ABC123. Now change it to test123, test123. The password was changed. I used the Microsoft Silverlight URL, that's why I'm logged in directly into Microsoft Silverlight. And now you can see that the user has assigned the work centers that we defined previously in the business role assignment. So we have the customer, we have from marketing the leads, from sales we have all the views, we have all the activities views, all the analysis views, all the competitor views, and all the products. Thank you for watching this and hope you found it useful. Goodbye.